Hello, friends. Welcome to Wizards and Wildcards, an upcoming single and multiplayer card battler, inspired by Inscryption and flavored around the medieval fantasy genre. In this game, you will take control of an army of combatants consisting of two of the available 6 character archetypes, like fighters, rangers, or wizards, represented by your deck of cards. Gain resources every turn in order to deploy your troops onto the field of battle, and strategically utilize each card's unique abilities to gain the upper hand over your opponent. Today I'll be showcasing the game's first fully playable pre-alpha state. If you like what you see, please consider joining the official Discord server for smaller form updates and discussions, or follow the game on Indiegogo, where I will be launching a crowdfunding campaign once the game has a free playable demo. Links are in the description. Before we begin, please be aware that all of the artwork is temporary AI slop until I can commission an artist for official designs. Likewise, all of the game's visual elements, like buttons, are simplistic developer placeholders. At the start of the game, you must pick 2 of the available 6 classes that will populate your deck of cards. Each class represents a stereotypical medieval fantasy archetype. Bulwarks are armored knights and paladins. Clerics are healers and monks. Fighters are common foot soldiers and thieves. Rangers are lone wolves or swarms of archers. Warlocks dabble in forbidden magic, and wizards unlock great power by studying the elements. Each class is naturally strong against another, dealing increased damage to cards of that type. For example, a wizard harnessing fire can be extra dangerous to a slow knight whose armor entraps the excessive heat. Each class has 3 subclasses to pick from, which are specific variants of their archetypes. Paladins, healers, thieves, gunslingers, necromancers, and druids are examples from each class. Each subclass has a typical ability that they specialize in, and they can be strong against other subclasses. Once you've picked 2 classes and up to 6 archetypes, you can then choose the same for your NPC opponent's deck. Once both decks have been decided, the game begins. The first thing you must do on your first turn is to gain 1 resource. Each class in the game has a certain type of resource that they need in order to be played onto the field. For example, knights require shields, rangers require ammo, and wizards require mana. Once you've picked your resource, you can move cards from the back row to the front row for free. Since we don't have any yet, we'll skip past it straight to step 3. Here's where the meat of your turn will reside: managing your battlefield. You can place cards onto your back row, move cards forward at a cost, remove cards from your front row, or activate card abilities. Every starting hand has at least 1 card with no cost, and at least 1 card with a cost of only 1. So you can always start your first turn by playing those 2 cards. In order to play a card with a cost, you must have enough of its class resource. You can place a card onto the board by dragging it onto a slot in the back row, or by choosing a slot from the right-click menu. If you regret your card placement, you can right-click on it in order to return it to your hand and refund the cost. While the context menu is open, notice that you can click on the card's name. This opens up a big preview of the card, which includes a detailed description of what its abilities do, rather than just their name. In this instance, this card is a resource hog. It can be activated, it cannot attack or be attacked, and you can activate this ability to gain 1 blessing, which is its resource type, and lose this ability. Once we're done with step 3, any cards in your front row would attack, but we don't have any yet, so our turn ends. The NPC immediately takes its turn, which currently happens too fast to perceive and is something that I will slow down later. As you can see, they placed a card onto their back row, a Royal Vizier. And this texture is wrong. Now it's our turn again. From now on, the start of our turn becomes more interesting. We can gain 2 resources, draw 2 cards from our deck, or do 1 of each. In this case, I'm going to gain 2 blessings so that I can play this cleric card. Once we've done that, then we get the option to move cards forward for free. You can right-click on a card to prevent it from moving forward, which will be displayed. The card will flip over to display that. Otherwise, all cards will move forward from left to right. Just like that. It's step 3 again, and we have some more options now that cards are on the field. Right-clicking a card in the front row allows us to discard it, and if it has any abilities that require you to activate them, you can do so here. So I'm going to click on this, and you'll see that my blessing count goes up from 2 to 3, and this card no longer has that ability anymore. Once we're done, it's time to attack. If you don't want a card to attack, you can right-click on it. You can right-click on it now to prevent it from attacking, and it will flip over just like before. Otherwise, all cards will attack from left to right. If there is an opponent's card in front of them, then your card's attack value will be subtracted from the opponent's health. If the card reaches 0 health, it is discarded. If there is not an opposing card, like we have now, you damage your opponent directly. In order to win, you must deal 5 more damage to your opponent than they deal to you. This is represented by 2 damage indicators, which tell you how much additional damage has been dealt, not the total damage. In this instance, the card only has 0 attack, so it's not actually going to do any damage. However, once I finish my turn, his card is going to move forward, and his card has an attack value of 3. So I have taken 3 damage from his card. From here on out, I will not be reading from a script. We'll just be ad-libbing the rest of this battle. I took some resources and forgot to play cards, so let's fix that. I want to be able to take out this guy if possible. I think playing the Exarch here is a good idea because he'll be able to take one of the hits from the opponent's card since he has 4 health and this guy has does 3 damage. So I have the blessings in order to play that. I think playing this guy in front of his Phalanx card will be a good idea because his Phalanx has 3 damage. So in order to play that, I need 3 shields, so I'm going to gain 2. And now I'm going to play a Cleric here and play my Antler Knight here. I have 1 additional blessing left over, and oh, I think I actually just lose. Because on his turn, that card's going to move forward, and I'm going to take 6 damage, and I can take at most 1 before I lose. So, yeah, I don't think that I can stop this. I'm going to move forward this Antler Knight. You'll notice that that cost me a blessing in order to do that, and if I don't have a blessing, then it'll say it's too expensive. Um, yeah, well, okay, I'll do 2 damage here and then take 3 damage, which is net 1. So actually, I will survive this. I'll survive it at 4 health. You'll notice that my Antler Knight took 3 damage from his attack. My Antler Knight also has the Thorns ability, so when this card takes damage, the attacker is dealt 1 damage. So this card previously had 2 health, and now it has 1 because of the Thorns. So once I gain cards, then this Exarch will move forward, and I won't be taking damage anymore. Although, oh yeah, my Antler Knight will take out this card, and my Exarch will block him for a little bit. Let's see what this guy's name. Wait, what? Oh, right, that's the wrong texture. Yeah, other cards gain 1 attack while adjacent to this card. Oh, okay, so he's going to move forward, and this guy will gain 4 attacks. So actually, the Exarch is going to die because of this Totem Collar. However, the Exarch has an ability. When this card is discarded, a clergy card is placed in its previous place. So even though he's going to die, I'll still have a card that gets placed when he's lost. So that'll be good. I definitely want to get this guy out onto the field, and then I'll be out of cards. So instead of gaining more resources, I'm going to draw a card. We'll move him forward, and then play... ooh, where do I want to play him? This Totem Collar is going to take out my Sacred Text here. And the trainee can survive that, so I think I'm actually going to place him here. We'll proceed and attack, so my Antler Knight will take out this guy. My Exarch will drop him down to 5 health. Then the Totem Collar will move forward, kill the Sacred Text. Royal Vizier's attack will get bumped up to 4, and he will kill the Exarch. The Exarch will be replaced by a new card. Oop. And yeah, that happens way too fast. I will be slowing that down. So Clergy is just a resource hog, as we showed off before. And this is actually really good. So not only can the Clergy not attack, but it also cannot be attacked, which means that this Royal Vizier... What? That's... Okay, the texture is changing. That's weird. Anyways, this this card won't be able to attack, which means it's pretty much dead in the water. So I only have to worry about this guy right now. And I've got a card that will at least stall him for 1 turn. So that's good. I do want to get out another card, so I'm going to spend a resource for him and draw another card. We'll spend that blessing in order to play a card onto the back row, and then we'll attack. Why did that guy die? Oh, he was... Right, of course. So he's a wizard, and he's strong against bulwarks. So he didn't deal 2 damage, he dealt 3, which killed my card there. I always forget to take those strength equations into consideration when I play this game. It's so easy to forget about them. Okay. I want to be able to play this card, and it's going to be super powerful because it's also a resource hog, so it's going to be able to eat up this Totem Collar here. Which means I want to gain blessings, move forward, and play you here. Now, here's an interesting question. Should I... Would I spend this resource hog? No, I think keeping this guy tied up is the better option. So I'm going to proceed. This Gravedigger might be a problem. Oh, puts it into your hand? Okay, I'm not sure if... Well, let's see what happens. I'm not sure if this is programmed correctly. It flipped it face up on the discard pile. Okay. Well, as I said, it's still a pre-alpha state. There are bugs. So we're in trouble now. Also, why did my Thorn Knight die? Strange. Well, I need a card, so I'm going to pull one, and I don't have enough resources to play them, so I'll just move forward. And we're in a strange pickle right now. So both of these two resource hogs are preventing both of those cards from attacking, which kind of puts us in a standstill for a while. I can take an attack from this guy. In fact, I think I can kill him. Because I'll do 2, and then he'll do 2. And then I'll do 2, and he'll be dead. But he's got another really strong mage card in the background. And again with the wrong texture. Something I need to fix the card textures. I spend one of these in order to play this card. I don't think so. I'm gonna deal 1 and take 1. So it's just a straw man fight right now. So that's fine. Okay, I want to gain a blessing to spend it, and I think it'll be a good idea to gain a 3rd one so that I can just immediately why can't I move you forward? Excuse me? Oh, okay. That's odd. More bugs. It is an alpha game, after all. We'll just proceed and see what happens. No, still can't do anything. That's strange. Okay. So this guy is gonna die, and I'll take 1 damn. Why didn't this guy hit me? Okay, this this slot is bugged, I think. Cool. Well, I have no cards. Oh boy. Okay. Got a lot of shields required to play this guy. So he is a survivor. Whenever his health reaches 0, he gains 1 health and loses this ability. And yeah, so this guy's a major tank. He would be good to put probably behind this resource hog. So I think once I get the shields required to place this guy, I can put him back here and then spend this deacon, and he should be able to tank everything that these guys throw at him. Well, I say that. This guy has an attack of 5. That's actually pretty scary. Maybe I should keep this lane locked down, and I'll attack these resource hogs instead. This lane instead. Move cards forward. Okay, yep, that's... I think the game thinks that there's a card here, even though there's not. We'll have to look into that. We'll proceed. Nothing happens. I'm going to take 1 damage from this guy. I need 2 shields for him. Can't do anything with these guys. So I'll just take another point of damage. So now we've got enough shields to place this guy. And I think I'll draw a card as my other play. Wow. Holy cow. Okay. Big options here. Interesting. Interesting. Well, Inspirational is interesting. When this card destroys another, increase an adjacent card's health by 1. So that would increase this resource hog's health by 1, but that's not really going to help because he's going to get killed no matter what. Maybe I just put this guy here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Put you here, move forward, and those guys are going to have a slap fight for a while, both doing 1 damage to each other. This has quickly become a board state that is not really playable. The reason for that is that the NPC currently doesn't follow the same resource rules. I'm going to change that, but right now they just place cards, and he was placing really strong cards at the start of the game. I couldn't have countered either of these two if I didn't have these resource hogs. So we'll just call it there. This is going to very quickly turn into a stalemate and a very, very long game. Normally, games don't last as long as this one was going to. I mean, they can. It's possible, but there'll be a lot more. It'll be a lot more balanced once the NPC has to abide by resource costs. So that's the state of the game right now. It's very colorful and requires a lot of strategic thinking, as you saw. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the Discord server.